And M Karunanidhi's demise has brought about an end of an era in Tamil politics. Both the Dravidian parties are now on a major back foot, both suffering from the vacuum of loss of their tall leaders. National elections are just a year away, and the political scenario of Tamil Nadu appears to be on the path of a major rejig.
With an end of one chapter begins another. And with the demise of Tamil Nadu's political stalwart, the Dravidian heartland now stares at a change. At the center of Tamil Nadu's political playing field are now two big names, Rajinikanth and Kamal Haasan. Unlike their predecessors, these cine stars made their much-awaited political plunge not by joining either of the Dravidian parties, but by starting a league of their own. Rajinikanth is working on strengthening the structure of his fan organization Rajni Makkal Mandiram before launching his party. Kamal Haasan, meanwhile, has already registered his Makkal Niti Mayam with the Election Commission. The duo have been seen garnering immense public support at a time when the incumbent AIDMK's popularity is on a decline. The duo's position was reaffirmed during the Kaveri protests. Another strong player is TTV Dinakaran. He is the nephew of late Jayalalitha's aide Sasikala. After being written off by critics, he turned heads across the state by his resounding victory in the R.K. Nagar by-polls. Just by winning that seat that was held by Jayalalitha, he spoke volumes. The DMK and AIDMK will continue to wield political sway even though they have lost their top leaders. The DMK, meanwhile, is still recovering from the setback it suffered in the last assembly elections, where the party saw a negative vote swing of almost 6%. Amidst all this, both Congress and the BJP have failed to make major inroads into Tamil Nadu in the last 5 decades. With elections just a year away, there are several questions on the minds of the political pundits. Here are a few things to look out for in 2019. 1. Will fan following turn into votes? 2. Will Dinakaran click again? 3. Can the DMK and AIDMK hold their ground? And last but not the least, can the national parties like the BJP and Congress be able to make inroads into this southern bastion? Bureau Report, WION.
Uncertain times ahead for the southern Indian state of Tamil Nadu. Just 2 years after former Chief Minister J. Jayalalitha passed away, the stalwart Tamil leader M Karunanidhi, a former 5-time Chief Minister of the southern Indian state, passed away just a short while back of multi-organ failure. He was aged 94. He was admitted to the Kaveri hospital due to a urinary tract infection on July 28th. It was an 11-day-long health battle for the leader. These images suggesting the massive security arrangements that have been made. Remember, emotions are running high. He was a leader who led the DMK party for 50 years. DMK cadres have been queuing up right outside the hospital over the last few hours and days. Some have been camping outside the Kaveri hospital, waiting to know of any positive sign that comes in regarding the health condition of the patriarch. Emotions running high, not just outside the Kaveri hospital, but across the state of Tamil Nadu and across the country. The Kaveri hospital released a statement just a short while back mentioning that M Karunanidhi breathed his last at 6:10 p.m. He died of multi-organ failure. And the state government has announced a public holiday on Wednesday. The state will be observing a 7-day-long mourning as a mark of respect. These are the last moments that the patriarch spent. Remember, leaders from across the country have been have been making their way to the Kaveri hospital. There we have M Karunanidhi, who also visited the leader just a while ago. It's been a long wait for the family members as well, waiting for any positive information regarding his health condition. His health condition has been fluctuating over the last few days. And as per the health bulletin that was released just in the early hours of this evening itself, the hospital authorities had mentioned that the leader's health condition was critical, unstable, and he was not responding to treatment. These are the latest images from right outside the Kaveri hospital, where supporters have gathered ever since the news of the leader's health condition deteriorating spread. Reactions also have been coming in from across the country. Rajnikant, the politician and the legend in southern Indian cinema, saying that today is a black day in his life, one which I can never forget as I lost the leader. I pray for his soul. Just a sample of the reactions that have been coming in from across the country. M Karunanidhi leaving behind an unmatched legacy in Tamil Nadu politics. Let me also take that across to my colleague Krishna, who's joining us from the newsroom for more on that. Krishna, tributes, reactions coming in from across the country, but indeed a huge loss, not just for the people of Tamil Nadu, for the entire country. A leader who led the party for a period of 50 years, but also a crusader, a rebel with a cause, who was also known for his oratory skills.
Oh, absolutely. Karunanidhi is a figure that's unmatched as far as the state of Tamil Nadu and the people of Tamil Nadu is concerned, and that is because Kalaignar Karunanidhi, as he's referred to, Kalaignar, the Tamil word that means artist, because he started off as a scriptwriter for the Tamil film industry, and that's where his journey began. And very often, when one looks at the popular culture of Tamil Nadu, there's not much separating politics from cinema. He, in a sense, started it all because his dialogues of Tamil rights movement and the self-respect movement, the rationalist movement in Tamil Nadu were crucial in shaping the morality of Tamil Nadu over the last 50 years, so to speak. And he's a 5-time chief minister. That's another achievement that only he has. So the loss of Karunanidhi is a big one as far as the state of Tamil Nadu is concerned. And as a leader of the DMK, which essentially pushed out all the national parties from Tamil Nadu's political scene back in the 50s and the 60s. And DMK as a party is an important milestone in the political history of Tamil Nadu, and he has been the leader of DMK for 5 decades now. And he has been a 5-time chief minister, has been involved in many agitations for the causes of the rights of the Tamil people. And that's the reason why you see all national leaders, no less than the Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi, offering his condolences immediately after news broke of Karunanidhi passing away at the age of 94 due to multiple organ failure. Molly, it's also important to understand what this means for the political scenario in the state of Tamil Nadu, which has been in turmoil ever since the sitting chief minister passed away about a year ago, J. Jayalalitha passing away. And again, at that point in time, a lot was expected in terms of what's going to happen in the streets of Tamil Nadu, because will supporters react violently, in an emotional way for the loss of their leader? That didn't happen when Jayalalitha passed away, and that is not expected to happen this time around as well with the passing away of Karunanidhi. So all eyes on the state of Tamil Nadu to see how it sort of recovers and continues with the process, the political process that's been on since J. Jayalalitha passed away. But as far as Karunanidhi is concerned, it's a legacy that is unmatched. It's a twin legacy, because it's a legacy that he's leaving behind in Tamil films as well as Tamil Nadu's political outline.
Indeed, and two of the multiple milestones that he will be remembered for: the anti-Hindi agitation as well of the mid-1960s, and the consequent demand for a separate Tamil state, and which is why many also regard him as a rebel with a cause, a crusader. Let me just take a cue from what Krishna was just mentioning. Uncertain times indeed ahead for the state of Tamil Nadu when it comes to the political sphere as well. The patriarch dominated Dravidian politics for over 5 decades. From humble beginnings, he rose to the top of the Tamil power structure. Here's a look at the life and times of M Karunanidhi, a 5-time Chief Minister of the southern Indian state of Tamil Nadu, who reshaped and redefined Dravidian politics.
Born as Dakshinamurthy on the 3rd of June 1924 in a family of musicians, Muttuvel Karunanidhi was a towering political giant of Dravidian politics. At the young age of 14, Karunanidhi plunged into the anti-Hindi agitations of the late 1930s, sweeping through the Madras presidency. But he would first make his mark as a screenwriter in the Tamil film industry. Karunanidhi's writings were full of wit and focused on social reforms, and the Tamil audiences lapped up his dialogues. It was his crisp writing in the screenplays filled with themes of social justice which would launch the careers of legendary Tamil actors such as M Ramachandran and Sivaji Ganeshan. Despite his runaway success as a scriptwriter in Tamil cinema, his heart was in politics. Simultaneously, he also organized local students and youth groups. Through his wit and peerless oratory, Karunanidhi rose through the ranks. He became a close aide of C.N. Annadurai, the founder of the Dravid Munetra Kazhagam. His first big success in politics came in the agitations of 1953, where he rallied the residents of Kalagudi after the name of the town was changed to honor a North Indian industrialist. Karunanidhi was elected to the Tamil Nadu Legislative Assembly in 1957 for the first time as an independent candidate. On the back of the anti-Hindi agitations, DMK and Karunanidhi consistently rose to what they described as the hegemony of the North and an attempt to impose Hindi on the South. Karunanidhi was sworn in as the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu in 1969 after the death of the DMK founder C.N. Annadurai. The Congress, which had ruled the state till 1967, was relegated to a junior position. And from this period on, the Dravidian politics would rule the roost, with Karunanidhi being the towering figure. As fate would have it, Karunanidhi's greatest political rivals would also be from the world of cinema, M Ramachandran and J Jayalalitha. But from the late 90s onwards, which again saw the rise of coalition governments at the centre, Karunanidhi tried to reposition himself as a national leader, albeit with a mixed success. He was the Chief Minister of the state of Tamil Nadu for 5 times and for over 5 decades was a pivotal figure in Tamil politics. His demise marks the end of an era of the last towering giant of the Dravidian politics. Bureau Report, WION.
Indeed, a huge loss for the state of Tamil Nadu and its people, and tributes have been pouring in from across the country. But before we get to those, let me just get a quick update from our correspondent Siddharth, who's joining us from Chennai. Siddharth, given that emotions are running high, not just outside Kaveri Hospital where the leader was admitted, but across the state of Tamil Nadu, help our viewers understand the security arrangements that have been put in place.
Yes, there are several units of the state police, the RAF, the Rapid Action Force, and there's also multiple units of the armed reserve that are gathered here around Kaveri Hospital. And we're not just talking about this area in the vicinity of Kaveri Hospital, but we're talking about the entire city of Chennai and also multiple districts across the state of Tamil Nadu where security arrangements are in place. Also, DMK leader, working president M K Stalin has clearly mentioned that the cadre need not or must not indulge in any untoward activities, or they must not indulge in any emotional outbursts or outbreaks just after hearing the sad news of the demise of their leader.
Right, and uncontrollable numbers of supporters and leaders of the DMK, Siddharth, who have been almost camping outside the hospital over the last few hours, given that it's been an 11-day long held battle for the leader. Help us understand what the mood outside the hospital at present is like.
Well, actually, all through the 11 days, the cadre were waiting here eagerly, just hoping and shouting and screaming slogans, actually saying that they expected their leader to come back. They were saying, "Rise up, oh leader, rise up and come back, rise up." brave son of the Tamil soil and come back. It was that expectation that they were having, and now they are actually very heartbroken and they just cannot believe that this announcement has come out about the demise of their beloved leader. It was with so much hope that from several faraway districts, most of them 300 to 500 kilometers away from the capital city of Chennai, that all of them had come, and they were waiting outside in the road, braving the heat, braving the rains, just outside Kaveri Hospital, waiting to actually get a glimpse of their leader. They were even saying, we don't need Kaveri Hospital, let's go back to our Gopalapuram residence. We want you at our residence, at our party office. So let's go back, just come back and triumph like you always did. So this was the emotion that was prevalent, and now it's all a very somber and it's a very sad mood out here. The Kada are actually heartbroken. They just cannot believe this loss.
Indeed, a loss that the state is grappling to come to terms with ever since the news came in. Siddharth, you have been tracking the story for the last 11 days, ever since the leader was admitted to hospital. Just in the early hours of this evening itself, the hospital had... I'll just come back to you, Siddharth. Ambubani Ramados is joining us on the broadcast. Thanks very much, sir, for speaking with us here on WION. Let me begin by asking you, sir, for your initial reaction on the demise of the DMK patriarch.
We are very saddened by the demise of Dr. Kalaignar. India has lost a tall leader, and his loss is for all the Tamils worldwide. He came from a very humble background and became the Chief Minister 5 times. And 80 long years in public life, I don't think anybody else could achieve this. And he was a social justice crusader, and he fought for the state's autonomy. He faced a lot of difficulties, but he overcame everything. And also, like, personally, he liked me very much. Like, he...
All right, we've lost that line with Mr. Ramados. We'll try and reconnect that audio line. But going back across to Siddharth, who was getting us the very latest. Sorry, I had to interrupt you there. Siddharth, go ahead.
Yeah, well, basically, besides the tall loss that, the kind of loss that Tamil Nadu is grappling with, we must also look at this from a different perspective. That it was only 2 years back that J. Jayalalitha, the former Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, expired while she was in office after a long period of hospitalization for 72 days. So it was after her demise that there was a lot of talk about a political vacuum in Tamil Nadu, because even M Karunanidhi was out of active politics for the last 2 years. And now that we also have news of his demise, it clearly shows what sort of a political vacuum Tamil Nadu has to grapple with, because these are two tall senior leaders who had such a command over their party and also such a grip over national politics. These are the two leaders that have expired. J. Jayalalitha in December 2016 and now M Karunanidhi here today in Chennai. So this is the kind of state that Tamil Nadu politics has to grapple with henceforth, because in the case of J. Jayalalitha, multiple times Chief Minister, and she was sitting Chief Minister back then when she expired, and in the case of M Karunanidhi, 5 decades he's been the party president of the DMK. It was only just a couple of days ago that they celebrated 5 decades of
some reactions that are coming in.
And now here they have
செயல் தலைவர் அவர்கள் கையெழுப்பமிட்டு முதலமைச்சருக்கு ஒரு வேண்டுகோள் மனுவை நானும் நண்பர் பொன்முடி அவர்களும் நண்பர் நேரு அவர்களும் சென்று முதலமைச்சர் எடப்பாடி அவர்களை சந்தித்து தளபதியின் சார்பில் அந்த மனுவை அளித்தோம். அவர்கள் அதை வாங்கி வைத்துக் கொண்டிருக்கிறார்கள். இன்னும் எங்களுக்கு ஒரு முழுமையான பதிலை இன்னும் தரவில்லை, எதிர்பார்த்துக் கொண்டிருக்கிறோம். அதனால் தலைமை கழகம் தெரிவிக்கும்.
Huge loss indeed for the state of Tamil Nadu and its people, and for people across the country, as the DMK patriarch M Karunanidhi is no more, leaving behind an unmatched legacy in Tamil Nadu politics. He was a 5-time Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu. Let me go back across now to Anbumani Ramadas, former Union Minister, joining us over the phone line for more on this. Mr. Ramadas, we lost that line with you earlier on. Please go ahead with your initial reaction to this tragic news coming in.
Yes, like I said earlier, worldwide, it's been a very big loss for the Tamils. And we will be missing him very much. Because he's such a simple person, and he led a simple life. And like I said, he was a fighter for social justice and state autonomy. And he was undefeated in all the elections. I think nobody in India has had a record like this. My condolences to the family as well as condolences to the DMK cadres. And it is a great loss for all of us, and we are very, very saddened by his demise. And personally, it is a loss for me, because personally we had a very good relation. He used to come for all our functions, whether it was a family function or party function, and we'll be missing him very, very much.
Yes, you're mentioning the great equation that you had with the leaders. If you can recount for us some of the experiences and some of those moments that you look back at and will stay with you when it comes to the times that you spent with the leader.
See, when I was the Union Health Minister, I used to meet him very frequently because he was the Chief Minister here. And he used to call me personally for a lot of programs here for Tamil Nadu, and he used to request for lots of medical assistance and issue programs. And whenever I met him, he was so loving towards me, and then he used to take so much care. Even I was at the time about 35, 36 years old, and even then he used to make me sit beside him. Such a tall leader, and I cannot forget all these things. Every function in my family, he was there. Every function, in fact, starting from my wedding to my daughter's wedding to my nieces, nephews. Every function, he used to come there, and he used to come for a lot of party functions and a trust. For inauguration, he came for an inauguration of our trust. So we could never forget him, and he had a very good relationship with my leader, Dr. Ramadas. We were critical of him. Politically, we were critical of him, but personally, we had a very good relationship with him, and something, it's a huge loss for us. It's a loss for Tamil Nadu. And I don't think anybody else could match him in Tamil Nadu hereafter also. The best thing I liked about him was his workmanship, his hard work. He gets up at 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. And at about 80, 85 years, which even I can't do today. So that is the hard-working, and I haven't seen a person more hard-working than him. And any problem, he won't show it in his face. If he faces any problem also, he can't know it from his face. So that is a tall leader. I had learned a lot from him, and I will definitely miss him.
Indeed, his humility, his never say never spirit, and overall the crusader that he was, one of the many facets of the leader's life. We're going to leave it there for the moment. Thanks very much, sir, for sharing those perspectives and those experiences that you had with the leader. He dominated Dravidian politics for over 5 decades. From humble beginnings, he rose to the top of the Tamil power structure. Here's a look at the life and times of M Karunanidhi.
Born as Dakshinamurthy on the 3rd of June 1924 in a family of musicians, M Karunanidhi was a towering political giant of Dravidian politics. At the young age of 14, Karunanidhi plunged into the anti-Hindi agitations of the late 1930s, sweeping through the Madras presidency. But he would first make his mark as a screenwriter in the Tamil film industry. Karunanidhi's writings were full of wit and focused on social reforms, and the Tamil audiences lapped up his dialogues. It was his crisp writing in the screenplays filled with themes of social justice which would launch the careers of legendary Tamil actors such as M Ramachandran and Sivaji Ganeshan. Despite his runaway success as a scriptwriter in Tamil cinema, his heart was in politics. Simultaneously, he also organized local students and youth groups. Through his wit and peerless oratory, Karunanidhi rose through the ranks. He became a close aide of C.N. Annadurai, the founder of the Dravid Munetra Kazhagam. His first big success in politics came in the agitations of 1953, where he rallied the residents of Kalagudi after the name of the town was changed to honor a North Indian industrialist. Karunanidhi was elected to the Tamil Nadu Legislative Assembly in 1957 for the first time as an independent candidate. On the back of the anti-Hindi agitations, DMK and Karunanidhi consistently rose to what they described as the hegemony of the North and an attempt to impose Hindi on the South. Karunanidhi was sworn in as the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu in 1969 after the death of the DMK founder C.N. Annadurai. The Congress, which had ruled the state till 1967, was relegated to a junior position. And from this period on, the Dravidian politics would rule the roost, with Karunanidhi being the towering figure. As fate would have it, Karunanidhi's greatest political rivals would also be from the world of cinema, M.G. Ramachandran and J. Jayalalitha. But from the late 90s onwards, which again saw the rise of coalition governments at the centre, Karunanidhi tried to reposition himself as a national leader, albeit with a mixed success. He was the Chief Minister of the state of Tamil Nadu for 5 times and for over 5 decades was a pivotal figure in Tamil politics. His demise marks the end of an era of the last towering giant of the Dravidian politics. Bureau Report, WION.
A huge void for the state of Tamil Nadu. In fact, tributes have been pouring in from across the country. Prime Minister Narendra Modi also tweeted just a short while back. We're talking about a leader who spearheaded several movements. He was the leader of the DMK for a period of 50 years. He passed away at the age of 94, I beg your pardon. He was admitted in the capital city of Chennai's Kaveri Hospital on July 28th. It was an 11-day-long held battle for the patriarch, who was admitted to the hospital with a urinary tract infection. His health conditions fluctuated over the last few days. And just a few hours ago is when the hospital authorities had released that statement indicating that the leader was no longer responding to treatment, that he was critical and unstable. He was admitted in the intensive care unit, where he was visited by leaders from across the country, not just from the state of Tamil Nadu. We got you those images of M Karunanidhi, the leader was among many who also paid a visit to the patriarch while he was admitted in the hospital. Emotional scenes that have been witnessed right outside the hospital and across the state of Tamil Nadu. Security arrangements have been beefed up ever since the news came in. The hospital authorities released a statement mentioning that the patriarch breathed his last at 6:10 p.m. owing to multi-organ failure. Leaders from across the country who have been paying their tributes as well. The Prime Minister had tweeted, and I'm quoting, "My thoughts are with the family and the countless supporters of Karunanidhi in this hour of grief. India and particularly Tamil Nadu will miss him immensely. May his soul rest in peace." We have lost a deep-rooted mass leader, prolific thinker, accomplished writer and a stalwart whose life was devoted to the welfare of the poor and the marginalized. On the left of your screens are the emotional reactions that have been coming in from locals, from supporters, from party leaders and cadres who have been almost camping outside the hospital over the last few hours and days, hoping that their leader makes a fast recovery, but that was not to be. On the bottom of your screens are the multiple reactions that have also come in from leaders cutting across party lines, across the country and, of course, from the state of Tamil Nadu. A huge void for the state of Tamil Nadu and for the entire country. A period of 7 days of mourning has been announced by the state government there. We're going to leave it there for the moment, but that remains our continuing focus right here on WION. We're taking a short break, much more coming your way on the other side. Stay with us.